reminds us and foremost that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this. Next time, Tiberians and seniors will bring alive the inspiring story of Esther, who chose to live courageously for God's people. Let's give them a round of applause.
In the third year of his reign, King Ahasuerus gave a magnificent feast for all his officials and servants, showing off all the riches and wealth of his kingdom for 180 days. After all of this, he gives another feast for 7 days in the garden court of his palace for all the people who were present in the citadel of Susa. Queen Vashti also hosts a royal feast for all the women who lived in the royal palace of Ahasuerus.
On this last day of feasting, I command that my servants bring Queen Vashti wearing her royal crown, so that all people may see her beauty.
The king's servants take this message to Queen Vashti.
What? I put on my royal crown and have all the king's officials and people of Susa stare at me? Tell the king that I refuse to come.
I cannot believe that the queen has refused the command of her king. I am burning with anger. Call my wise men. I will ask them what should be done according to the law as a consequence for this disobedience.
The king's wise men advised that Queen Vashti should never appear before the king again, and that her position as queen should be taken away from her and given to another woman.
I am pleased with your judgment and will write letter at once to be distributed to all provinces, in the hope that all women will honor their husbands when they hear what has happened to Queen Vashti.
Some time passes, and the king's servants recommend that the king search throughout the kingdom for a beautiful young maiden to take the place of Queen Vashti. This pleases the king, and so he does it.
Esther, I have learned that the king is looking for a new queen to replace the Queen Vashti. You must go with all the other young women to the king's palace. Do not reveal to anyone where you come from or anything about your people or family.
I will obey you, my uncle.
So Esther pleases Hagar, the custodian of the women, and she obtains his favor. After she completes her 12 months of preparation, according to king's instruction, Esther is taken to King Ahasuerus in his royal palace.
Esther pleases me more than all the other women. Give me the royal crown that I may place it upon her head. I will make Esther queen instead of Vashti. Let us make a feast for all my officials and servants. I proclaim a holiday in all the provinces to celebrate my taking a new queen, Queen Esther.
Please tell Queen Esther this message is from Mordecai and it involves the king's life. I heard two of the king's doorkeepers discussing their anger against the king and how they will conspire against him. Please tell her immediately.
Thank Mordecai for his faithfulness to King Ahasuerus. I passed on the message in his name, and a plot was discovered. The two servants of the king have been punished by hanging. This deed has been recorded in the book of the Chronicles in the presence of the king.
After these events, King Ahasuerus promotes Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, above all the princes. All the king's servants pay homage to Haman as the king instructs, except for Mordecai.
I will not bow or pay homage to him, for I am a Jew.
Mordecai does not bow down to me as the king has instructed. I am filled with such anger, but I will have my revenge, not just against Mordecai, but against all his people, the Jews. So lots are cast in front of Haman to determine the time to betray the Jews to King Ahasuerus. The 12th month is chosen. Haman goes to the king to present his evil scheme. My king, there are certain people living within your kingdom who do not keep your laws. Let a decree be written that they may be destroyed. I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to accomplish this.
All right, Haman, take my signet ring. The people and the money are given to you. Do with them whatever seems good to you. Call my scribes and send out your instruction to all my provinces within my kingdom.
Haman instructs all the king's satraps, the governors of each province, and the officials of all people to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women, on the 13th day of the 12th month, and to take all their possessions.
Oh, how sad. Now what is going to happen to my people?
Esther's servants told her about Mordecai weeping at the king's gate, dressed in sackcloth and ashes. She sent a servant to find out what is wrong with Mordecai, and he brought messages back and forth between Esther and Mordecai.
Here is a copy of the king's edict. Show this to Esther and help her to understand what this means. Ask Esther to go into the king's presence and beg for mercy and plead with him for her people.
Mordecai, if anyone approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned, the king has a law that he be put to death. The only exception to this is for the king to extend the gold scepter to him and spare his life.
Esther, don't think that just because you are in the king's palace, you alone of all the Jews will escape. If you remain silent, deliverance for the Jews will come from another place, but you will perish. Who knows but that you are made queen for such a time as this?
All right, Mordecai, gather all the Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days and nights. My maids and I will also fast. After that, I will go to the king, and if I perish, I perish."
Mordecai did all that Esther commanded him to do. On the third day, Esther put on her royal robes and stands in the inner court of the king's palace, across from the king's house. When he sees Queen Esther standing there, he holds out the golden scepter to her. Then Esther goes near and touches the top of the scepter.
What do you wish, Queen Esther? What is your request? It shall be given to you up to half of the kingdom.
If it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come today to the banquet that I have prepared for him.
Bring Haman quickly, that he may do as Esther has said. Now, Esther, he has joined you at this wonderful feast. Please tell me your petition. What is your request? Up to half the kingdom. It shall be done.
My petition and request is this: if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it pleases the king to grant my petition and fulfill my request, then let the king and Haman come to the banquet which I will prepare for them. And tomorrow I will do as the king has said.
Haman leaves the palace joyful and with a glad heart. But when he sees Mordecai in the king's gates and sees that he does not stand or bow before him, he is filled with anger against Mordecai. He restrains himself and goes home and tells his wife and friends of his great riches and promotion from the king. When he complains of Mordecai the Jew, his wife and friends urge him to make a gallows and then suggest to the king that Mordecai be hanged on it. This suggestion pleases Haman, and so he has the gallows made.
I cannot sleep. Attendant, please bring me the records of the chronicles and read them to me.
The attendant reads about Mordecai, who had saved the king by reporting the plot of the doorkeepers.
Mordecai has never been awarded for this great service that he has paid me and the country. Who is in the court?
It is I, Haman.
Come in, please, Haman. What shall be done for the man whom the king delights to honor?
For the man whom the king delights to honor, let a royal robe of the king be placed on him, and let him ride the king's horse, which has a royal crest placed on its head. Then let one of the king's most noble princes parade the man to be honored through the city square, and proclaim before him, "Thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delights to honor."
Hurry, take this rope and get one of my horses, as you have suggested, and do all this for Mordecai, the Jew who sits at the king's gate. Leave nothing undone of all that you have spoken.
Haman takes the robe and horse, dressed up Mordecai in the king's robe, and leads him on horseback to the city square, just as he had recommended. Haman returns to his house in shame. While he is telling his wife and friends what has happened with Mordecai, the king's attendants come to take Haman to the banquet that Esther has prepared.
This has been a magnificent banquet, Queen Esther. Now will you tell me your petition? Whatever it is, it shall be granted to you. And what is your request? Up to half of the kingdom? It shall be done.
If I have found favor in your sight, O king, and if it pleases the king, let my life be spared, and the lives of my people also, at my request. For we have been sold, my people and I, to be destroyed and to be killed. Had we been sold as slaves, I would have not bothered the king with such a matter.
Who is he and where is he? Who would dare to do such a thing?
The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman.
Haman is terrified before the king and queen. King Ahasuerus rises from the dinner in his anger and goes into the palace garden, while Haman stands before Queen Esther and pleads for his life. When the king returns from the garden, Haman falls across the couch where Esther is sitting. The king grows even more furious.
Haman, will you attack the queen while I am in the house?
At these words, the attendants cover Haman's face. One of the king's servants tells the king about the gallows that Haman has made to hang Mordecai. The king instructs them to hang Haman on the gallows, and the king's anger subsides.
Esther, I am giving you the house of Haman. Mordecai, I know how you are related to Esther. Take this signet ring that I have given to Haman. It is now yours to use.
Thank you, King Ahasuerus.
Mordecai, you are now appointed to rule over the house of Haman with all authority. If it pleases the king, let it be written to reverse the letter sent out by Haman, which he wrote to destroy the Jews who live in all the king's provinces. For how can I live to see the evil that will come to my people? How can I endure to see the destruction of my people?
Queen Esther and Mordecai, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and they have hanged him on the gallows because he tried to lay his hand on the Jews. You yourself write a decree concerning the Jews in the king's name and seal it with the king's signet ring. For whatever is written in the king's name and sealed with the king's signet ring, no one can revoke.